Hey guys, have you ever been in a situation where you were deciding to either buy or sell a home, but you couldn't figure out if the timing was right? One of the questions I get asked the most often is, can someone time the market as a buyer or a seller to get them the best price? And today we're going to answer that question in this video, coming right up. Hey, what's up guys? If you're joining me here for the first time, my name is Fred and I'm posting new videos on YouTube every single week, bringing you real estate news and education. If this is your first time checking out my channel, you'll learn a lot about the market trends and also some tips to help you make a more informed decision when the time is right for you to make a move. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and we'll dive right into the content, which is all about timing the real estate market. And to get an idea of what timing the market means, then it's important to know how seasonality and different times of the year play a role in the real estate market. Seasonality is a predictable and regular change that occurs every calendar year. So despite being in Canada and known to embrace the winter, this rule doesn't apply to real estate. In fact, winter is the least favorite season for anyone who's looking to make a move, making spring, summer, and fall the more popular seasons. This makes sense because during those seasons, the weather is better, making it quicker and easier for home buyers to go from house to house. And you can also see these homes without snow covering them, making it also easier for home inspections. So if someone is selling their house during the winter, then it's highly possible that they're more motivated to sell and they're more open to negotiations, because otherwise they would just wait for the spring. Because what we know is that there are less buyers active during the winter months, which also means that there's less demand for a seller's house. So now, how does a seller typically react when trying to time the market? We know that a typical seller wants to achieve the goal of the best price possible for their home in the shortest amount of time. Listing during the winter months can be dreadful for sellers because their homes can sit on the market for much longer and they might not get the price they want because of less buyer activity. So this is why spring and fall seasons typically have the most market activity, and also adds to why home prices go up during these seasons as well. But because the seller focuses so much attention on the price that they can achieve for their home, they sometimes fail to realize that they'll be entering the market as a buyer once their home sells. And one of the things that people often say is, if I move now, then where will I go with these high prices? And if you've ever been in that sort of situation, leave a comment below and share your story. Selling in a low or high market also means buying in a low or high market. So you can see how this balances out, and that timing the market actually has very little to do with achieving your goal. However, there can be potential opportunities for buyers during the winter months because of the decreased competition. The mentality that a lot of buyers have during the winter is that they'll put things on hold and wait for the springtime when more options become more available, or whenever they think that the housing market will pick up to their advantage, so the whole home search goes on pause during the winter. And I actually think the opposite should happen, because the buyers who stay active with their home search during the winter can potentially get a good deal. As an active buyer, keeping your eyes open for any opportunity is always a good idea, whether that means searching online by yourself or using the assistance of a realtor who can send you listings as they come up. Because actually, the longer a buyer waits, the less value their money has. And this is something that has been proven over and over again as market prices adjust and continue to rise over time. Let's say you were looking for a house that was $500,000. If you have $100,000 saved up for a down payment, which is 20%, but decided to wait 1 year, market values can go up during that time. In fact, I found that average home prices in Toronto are up by 9.98% since this time last year. So if home values went up 10% during the time you waited, that $500,000 home is now a $550,000 home, a difference of $50,000. But at the same time, your money is not going to increase by 10% or $50,000. Instead, you have to come up with another $10,000 to make that 20% down payment. So you can see how waiting and timing the market can actually put you in a cycle of always trying to catch up with the market. And if you're gaining value from this video, hit the like button down below. The next thing I want to talk about is waiting for the real estate market to crash, that bubble that everyone always talks about. This is actually relevant right now because we're in the middle of a global pandemic, which in fact has impacted market values of homes. So there's a lot of buzz in the media about, will the real estate market be crashing? The Globe and Mail wrote that Canada's housing market doesn't have a history of severe depreciation, even in tough times, and that over several decades, Canadian home prices have appreciated more than 5% a year. So I started to wonder if that was true, and looked into Toronto's housing prices during the financial crisis of 2008. And what I found was that during the Great Recession, the Canadian housing sector didn't suffer as much as the US did. In fact, it looks like that there was no noticeable impact on Canadian real estate, and you can see that things carried on and home prices continued to go up. So my advice is to not become overly obsessed with timing the market, because if anything, it has very little to do with timing the market. In fact, it has everything to do with time in the market. So if you gained value from this video today, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to stay in touch. New videos are out every single week, and thanks for watching to the very end, and I'll see you guys next time.